Hello and welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year. I just thought I'd do a quick little video today on what I got for Christmas this year and what books I'm hoping to read this month in January. So I just thought I would go through some of the bookish things that I got this year. I feel very fortunate to have lovely friends and family who think about me and support my reading obsession. Let's start off with, so my boss actually bought me this game. It's called Tidy the Library. And basically you have cards and you basically have to place the book in the year that it was published. Kind of like a timeline, but you do it individually. It's actually a really good game and really challenges your book knowledge. This actually surprised a lot of us at actually how old some books actually are. Then my boyfriend's auntie and uncle got me the Traitors book. This looks really interesting because it's kind of like a old-fashioned game style quest book. So in different parts of like what you decide to do, it will say like turn to page 100 or turn to page 291. So I'm not sure exactly how it is as to whether you choose to be a traitor or a faithful. And yeah, this actually sounds so interesting and I feel like this will be such a fun book to read. Then my boyfriend's parents, they do Boxing Day bags, which is kind of like their version of a stocking. So in my stocking Boxing Day bag, I actually had The Secrets of the Cotswolds, which I've never heard of this book before, never seen it, by Rebecca Tope. I think this is just like a classic little cozy romance set in the Cotswolds, and that is, we live in and around the Cotswolds, so that was very thoughtful. My sister-in-law moved to America earlier this year, so some of her gifts are all from a local store from her in America, and I am obsessed. So first of all, we got these socks that say Book Babe. Like how cute is that? We also have a really nice bookmark from her as well. And this is from the Rifle Paper Co., which again, I think is a brand that she says is do really good, like bookish gifts. And then the last thing that they got me was the book club journal. So I run a book club here in Oxfordshire with just some of my friends, and I really enjoyed this past year, really growing the book club to be what it is now. And we are celebrating our 2-year birthday this week, so that is exciting. But yeah, this was such a cool book because you've got loads of pages of like, it's got lots of different kind of recommendations of like, so this is contemporary fiction, and then we've got romance, and then you've basically got like met for your book club, who hosted, what we ate, what we drank, your club ratings of what everyone thought, you know, all the different things that you can kind of like jot down. And I feel like as president of book club, I just thought actually this was really good at being able to track what we do. And then on themes of reading journals, my brother also got me a reading journal, which was completely like unsuggested. Like I didn't give him anything. He did this all off of his own accord. Maybe his fiance helped, but I was shocked when I opened this because I literally had been looking at them prior to Christmas and I was like, oh, maybe for the new year I want to get better at recording the books that I read, because I feel like my brain just kind of like sometimes just forgets what I've read, and I kind of want a different way to kind of record it. Style to the other ones, you've got like how many books you've read, and then it's just kind of like a little bit on each as to, you know, a little bit about each of the books. You've got your wish lists. I think you've got a book tracker of like maybe who you've lent it to. So this is actually really lovely, and so thank you to my brother for that. Because my birthday's in December, I had a joint birthday Christmas present from my parents that I got for my birthday. So I wasn't really expecting much from them for Christmas, and my mum very kindly got me the first half of the Throne of Glass series, and in the new coloured edges, because can you just see that? Can you see how stunning that will be on here? So we've got the first 4 books in this series, and I can't wait to get into this series. I feel like it's been a long time coming, and I get told all the time by my friends how much I need to get into this. And we've kind of come up with a deal. I will start Throne of Glass, they will start Fourth Wing, and we can finally talk about the books that we love together. So yeah, that's kind of like all the bookish things that I got for Christmas. And then I have recently just treated myself to the new camera that you are watching this on. So I hope I hope I've sorted all the settings out and it works and it looks good. But I treated myself to the DJI Pocket 3. I've seen lots of people get this camera and it's good for both filming in landscape and portrait for the other apps, so I can't wait to see how this ends up. So do tell me whether you think the quality is good. I am still playing around with it. I also just wanted to kind of talk about kind of my reading goals this year. I don't know where I've put my phone. So I have a trusty little notes app, little thing on my notes. But I do have a 26 for 26. And I have tried to do my best by choosing books that I either physically have on my TBR already, or are books that I know that are coming out this year that I'm definitely going to read. Obviously I've got Throne of Glass on there. I also have Quicksilver, which my sister actually got me for my birthday. I have Diabound because I'm intrigued to see whether it truly is a wolfy version of Fourth Wing. Gosh, that's a bit of a tongue twister. A wolfy version of Fourth Wing. Then we've got Consider Me. Consider Me is a hockey romance and it's one of my best friend's favourite books. And I love a little hockey romance, a little sport romance. Then I've got Hunger Games because I've never read the Hunger Games. And basically I want to read them all before Sunrise on the Reaping comes out this October, November. So that's definitely going to be probably on my TBR for September time. Not Quite Dead Yet by, oh my God, what's her name? Holly Jackson. She came to Oxford to do a talk on that book. She was really lovely and really fun. So I just want to see what that book is like because I think that's her first book as like an adult book. Then we've got The Intruder, which is a Frida book. Then we've got Our Perfect Storm. This is Carly Fortune's new book that's going to come out this year. Then we've got Just Friends, which is Hayley Pham's new book that's coming out in March that I can't wait to read. And I just want to support her in her debut novel, so I can't wait to go to Waterstones and go buy the book when it comes out in March. Then we have Harvest Season, which is the second book of Taurus season. That I think comes out in June. And I know from the get-go that I'm going to want to read that book because I ate up Taurus season so much. We read it for book club and everyone loved it. And then we've got Taming 7, which is the next book in the Boys of Tommen series. That is definitely, oh no, I've got them both on here. So 11 and 12. So I've got Taming 7 and Releasing 10, which are the final two books so far in the series. Then we've got A Court of Silver Flames, which is the last book so far in the ACOTAR series, because I'd really just like to finish that series off. I've had a very turbulent relationship with the ACOTAR series. I can't tell if I love it, can't tell if I hate it. Then we've got The Great Alone by Kristin Hannah. This has been on my TBR for longer than I want to admit. The same with the next one, A Thousand Splendid Suns. These two books just intimidate the crap out of me. And I'm just nervous. I'm nervous to read them because I think they're going to be so impactful and I just don't know whether I can cope, to be quite honest. Then we've got When the Moon Hatched. The second book of this is also coming out this year. I bought this book ages ago, I think just after it had come out in paperback. My friend read it and she said it was quite good. I've heard mixed opinions online, so we shall see how that one goes. People again say that's kind of similar to Fourth Wing. It's got dragons. What more could you want? Then we've got Haunting Adeline, which is a dark romance. I feel like every man and their dog has read Haunting Adeline. Then we've got Funny Story by Emily Henry. I just haven't got around to reading this book yet, and I love Emily Henry. She's definitely up there in my top 10 authors. I need to also probably read Great Big Beautiful Life as well this year. And just kind of like, then I'm up to date, I think, with her backlog. Then next up again is another book that intimidates me because she is chunky. So 19 Minutes by Jodi Picoult. I know this is on, I think, the American Schools like banished list because it follows, I think it follows like a mum whose son does a school shooting. It's not nice subject matter, but I've heard that it's a really interesting viewpoint on it. So yeah, I've got 19 Minutes on there. Heavenly Bodies, which I have again seen lots of things. Everyone raves about the series, so I thought, why not put it on there? And then we've got The Serpent and the Wings of Night. This is like vampires, and I don't think I've ever really read like any kind of vampire book. Like I never read Twilight, didn't read anything like that. So again, trying to kind of get more into the fantasy worlds this year, and we shall see how that goes. Then we've got My Dark Vanessa. Again, these books, I'm either like reading like a fantasy or I'm reading something dark or emotionally destroying, but well, that's obviously the vibe for 2026. We've got Butcher and Blackbird, which I never read that series. It's also by Bryn Weaver, who did Taurus Season, and I can't wait to read that series. I feel like now, having read Taurus Season, I totally get it, and I'm so excited for it. And then we've got Hamnet, because I really want to read this before I see it. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I feel like even when I watch the movie, it's going to inspire me to read the book. All the Light We Cannot See. Again, this book has been highly recommended to me by my friends. I have literally had it sat on my bookshelf for maybe about years. I just need to bite the bullet and read it. And then the last one, number 26, is The Deal by Elle Kennedy. Again, I think the series is coming out so I want to read it before it does, so I kind of have an idea of what the storyline is about. Again, sports, college, romance. What more is there not to love? And also I feel like they're just great palette cleanser bookses. They're great palette cleanser books that you can just like slot in. Hard-hitting books, which by the sounds of it this year I'm going to need. Reading goals. I don't want to put too much pressure on myself this year, because although I think I read 71 books last year, I kind of want to read with more intention this year. And I feel like there was loads of books I read last year that I actually have no idea what happened in them. I think I was almost like reading too quickly. So I want to kind of savour my books a little bit more. So we are going to aim to read 55 books, which I think is, for me, more than achievable. It's kind of a book a week and a little sum, because so far I'm being quite slow. But as soon as it gets into the summer months, the weather gets nice, you kind of want to sit outside and read your book. Then I also want to read more memoirs and more non-fiction books. I used to read a lot of these in between like my fiction books. I always used to try and read one a month. And it just fell off the handle a little bit last year, and I love learning about people's lives. And yeah, I just thought this would be a good thing to try and be a bit more intentional about. This is a big one. I need to finish a series before I start a new one, because I don't know about you, but I seem to just be starting so many series and then just reading 1 or 2 books and then just stopping. It's 15 series going at this moment in time, and I'm forgetting what's happening. I've got 2 book journals, so I really want to use these book journals this year. So I want to be more prominent with myself about actually sitting down once I've finished a book and jotting down all my thoughts, what I think of the book. Even if I do it like as I'm reading the book, I just think I want to kind of remember a bit better what I thought. I read more books from authors that I love, and there are some authors where I've read all of their backlog, but you know, like Taylor Jenkins Reid, there's quite a few of her books I've not read yet. Emily Henry, I want to get up to date with hers. Like new authors that I've found as well, like Bryn Weaver, and you know, I want to kind of just not keep on reading all the new books that come out. I also want to go to more bookish events. I tried to do this a lot more in the second half of last year, so having a look at what's on at Waterstones and stuff around me, and you know, meeting up with some of my BookTok girlies and just kind of doing some fun things like that. And then the last one is I would love to reach some more milestones both here on YouTube. So if you're not following me, please hit that subscribe button if you like hearing me yap. I mean the world to me. I would really like to get this channel up to maybe like 1,000 followers by the end of the year. I don't know if that's ambitious. I don't know if that's not ambitious enough. Very yappy video, which you probably are bored of me by now. I just thought I would go through the books that I'm going to read in January, what's on my TBR this month. And yeah, I think I'll start off with A Court of Silver Flames. Like I just said, I want to finish this before I start Throne of Glass. And I really want to start Throne of Glass soon because I know there's quite a lot of books, so I want to pace them throughout the year. I'm about a quarter of the way through A Court of Silver Flames. I think I'm enjoying it. I definitely am enjoying Nesta more in this book than I have in the other book. Enjoying the tone of this one a lot more. Again, I do think that they're too long, but we shall see what happens. You know, I feel like we're a quarter of the way in and not much has happened, but we shall see. I'm excited. A lot of people have told me that even if I hadn't loved the other 3 books, that I'm most likely to love this one the most. I don't not love ACOTAR, it's just not my favourite. I feel like they're always too long. So yeah, A Court of Silver Flames is what I'm currently reading. Then I've also got Tell Me Lies by Carola Loving. So I'm a huge fan of this TV show. I love it to pieces. I've watched it multiple times, and the 3rd season comes out this month, and I really want to just read where the source material came from, and I just have no idea whether this is going to tell the whole story and they've like split it up for the TV show, or whether this is just season 1. I'm just really intrigued because I'm pretty sure this is just a standalone book, so we shall see. So we got Tell Me Lies. Then we have Heavenly Bodies. This is actually Sophia Tuxford's book club pick this month for Fully Booked, and I'm really glad that this was the book that was chosen, of which I actually have no idea what this book is about. I think it's more like gods and prophecies, of which I really read that much outside of kind of like Greek mythology, and I don't think this is like a Greek mythology. I think this is just like a true fantasy book. I see so much about this series and everyone just raves about it, so I'm actually really excited for this. And then the last book on my TBR this month is Small Things Like These by Claire Keegan, I think is her name. This is for my book club. We are reading this book. That was the book that was chosen in December. I just never got round to reading it yet. It's a short story. It's only like 125 pages or something like that. It's set in and around Ireland, I'm pretty sure, at Christmas time. And I think it's recently also been made into either a film or a TV show with Cillian Murphy. So yeah, so they're the 4 books that I'm hoping to read this month. Let me know if you've read them. So that is probably everything from me. Thank you for listening in to me yapping away. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I shall see you in my next video. Bye.